we just watched you and your pitch on bespoke computers. Maybe tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I build custom systems for somebody based on their needs and wants, in a visually pleasing case based also on their needs and wants.
And super stuff. And I mean, I know this, you know this. There's a huge market, isn't there, for gaming machines?
Yeah, there is. People, gamers spend loads of money on these kind of things, and you need a custom machine for gaming. You can't just get a generic Dell or something. And even if you're looking for something like that, it costs you mad money.
So, gentlemen, we've just watched your pitch then for today. Tell me a little bit about your product.
So our product is called Life Aid Wristbands. It's a product which it's a silicone wristband which has a QR code embossed into it, which is then connected to our online database, which houses your medical details. So in the event of an emergency, you can be easily identified by paramedics.
So tell me a bit about your product.
It stops hackers from getting into your card and accessing your private and financial details, so they can hack in and take €30 out of your card from a far distance away, and they can do that repeatedly over and over again.
And this is a crime that is on the increase, isn't it? It's something that we all have to be very aware of, with the tapping of cards being a thing nowadays.
Yeah, it is. That just this secures your card. It doesn't let any of that details out.
Tell me a bit about your product.
Our product is Junior Cert Grinds Navan, which offers affordable, reliable grinds to students in the Navan area for the Junior Cert.
The €5, how do you keep the costs so low?
Well, the only real cost is paying our tutor wages and for keeping the website and booking system, which is relatively cheap. So we keep the cost as low as possible.
I have a special interest because somebody very close to me has both dyslexia and dyscalculia. A very, very thoughtful, well-prepared product. You must be very proud.
Thank you. Yes, we are. We put a lot of effort into this, so we're happy with our product.
So maybe just the basic concept then of the ruler.
It's a ruler that has maths formulas on it for people who have any learning difficulties with maths, or just people who find maths hard, in general.
So tell me a bit about your product.
It's like a telescopic bar that reaches across the roof, and you can slide along the whole roof to roof tile, and then there's bars that come down the side hook into the gable end of the house, and yeah, you can slide along the roof, which makes work easier, and there's nothing on the market like that now. So
super stuff. So this is the aim of this is for safety, is it?
Yeah, the aim of it is for safety and for efficient work, because we've been looking at ground safety as we handed out stats there. The safety on the ground is up and a lot more compared to safety on the roof. And we just decided that we have to do something about this because the statistics are getting out of hand.
Colin, thank you so much for chatting to me today. So how important is it for you to have events like this in the school?
Well, it's a wonderful initiative, and I'm delighted that Meath Enterprise are involved. Our students look forward to it. They come up with some brilliant ideas. I never cease to be amazed by the new ideas that they come up with, and Garrett McMahon, who pushes it hard here in the school, and it forces the lads to present themselves well, to go away, speak with clarity, and to speak in public, which a lot of them wouldn't be used to, and a lot of shy fellas. It means a lot to them, and they come out of themselves, and it's the future. A lot of them with ideas now will go on and become the entrepreneurs of the future.
Absolutely, well said. So obviously Meath Enterprise and Gary Amara are very heavily involved when it comes around this time of year again to help these kids put these pitches together and hone their ideas for, their products and stuff like that. What does it mean to have them as, directing this?
Well, it's great. Gary has been a great help to us here in the school, and he's always available for advice, and all the other interested parties and all the different community groups have been available to us as well. So we are lucky here that we have a great town, great backup, and we also have great young lads who are coming up with brilliant ideas, and they're getting great support. So we look forward to some of these maybe creating jobs in the future.
Absolutely. So Gary, the event went flawlessly. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so look, every year now, this is our 4th year in Meath Enterprise Week, and we've always worked with St. Pat's here in Navan to get all their students and their entrepreneurs and TY students involved in Enterprise Week and showcase some of their businesses. But I think it's inspiring as well to look at some of these kids and how they present. We can all learn a little bit from them. So look, it always goes very well. It's one of the highlights of the week for me, to come in and see the talent and the ideas and the innovation that is in our schools. And I think it's very important that we try and promote that and nurture that, because they are the entrepreneurs of the future. So that's what today is all about. And in a way, that's what Enterprise Week is all about. You know, introducing the entrepreneurs of the future to the entrepreneurs of the present, and let's all learn from each other and work together and collaborate and kind of inspire them, and they can inspire us as well. So very happy with today, as always.
I suppose it is then the Meath Enterprise office kind of getting in at the ground level.
People need to be more aware there is an awful lot of enterprise and entrepreneurship and creativity in our secondary schools and potentially even in our primary schools. But if we don't involve them in events like this and we don't go looking for it, we're not going to know about it. So teachers will stick with the subjects that they're doing, but I think entrepreneurship and this kind of creativity and innovation, kids are naturally, I think, entrepreneurial. So rather than kind of lose that, so that by the time they get to college or finish college, they're kind of learning how to be entrepreneurial all over again, let's nurture it and make sure that they never lose it and they keep it. So, you know, again, that's what we're trying to do. And for us to get in here now and see them early means, yes, we have a relationship where we can see some good businesses coming through and involve them in some of the projects like our digital hub or our food hub projects or tech hubs or whatever, but also link them in with businesses that we think they might be able to help. Like, you've got guys here designing apps and building computers and solving real life, real world problems, and I think there's entrepreneurs out there and businesses out there that would love to interact with them for so many reasons. So to be able to make those connections as well, I think is important. So look, it's all good. It's great to see the younger generation coming through as strong as they are.
A few days after the young entrepreneurs pitched to the judges in St Patrick's Classical School in Navan, we spoke to the winners and runners-up at the Business Conference and Expo in the Knightsbrook Hotel in Trim. So congratulations, second place with your I suppose, explain your product.
Well, my product is Easy Stirrup, and it is an automated stirrup strap in aid of disabled riders. It is the first ever type of automated piece of equipment to ever be marketed in the equestrian industry, so I'm pretty excited about it.
So how do you feel anyway, winning second place?
I'm really shocked, I'm so happy, really surprised, and I'm glad to have the support of the Enterprise Board behind me. Yeah.
So yeah, the Enterprise Board obviously has made this day possible, and you've brought one of the dragons in. I think we've two dragons actually that'll be here today, but one of them spoke to you. That must be great to have that kind of feedback.
Yeah, I was over the moon. I didn't really know how important it was, because I thought the judges would just think of it as early days, but they actually took a chance and put me into the top 3, so I'm really appreciative.
So gentlemen, after all of that hard work, was it 2.5 months, I think, of hard work, you actually won the main prize. How are you feeling?
I'm chuffed, so I am. Absolutely delighted. It was a real surprise as well. I knew our idea was good, but I don't know, I was always before these things, I'm a little worried that maybe we won't get anything, but it was great to actually get it, yeah.
The next bit then is, I suppose, growing this business. Have you any plans for that?
Yeah, we've contacted mobile phone providers to see what interest they would have and how we can get the receipts with the QR code on them. So yeah, we're making moves, to say the least. So yeah.
So lads, is there anything you'd like to add at all? Anyone you'd like to thank, or?
I would like to thank Mr. McMahon definitely for helping us with our presentation and spurring on the ideas.
And also Mr. O'Rourke, he came down to took his own time out to come down and see us, so thanks to him as well.
And the Dragons for taking their time to actually come and listen to our idea and pushing us forward as well. Yeah.
And they were very impressed. You could see it, which was super to see. My goodness now, your boys, all of them have done fantastic, but a group of them in particular have come home with the gold.
Yeah, very proud of them today. Everyone here today, they're really developing themselves. They're in there networking, they're in selling, they're developing interpersonal skills, they're having a fantastic day, and they're showcasing the talent that they've got in St. Pat's. They're getting them out there. People are knowing about them. Some of them there have they already have a lot of customer based here. People are looking at working with them in the future. Even one example there was a hairdresser here, local in Navan, contacted one of the boys, and they're going to do her website, and they're going to do a booking system on Bookio as well for her in there. So as I left there were in negotiations there on price and everything like that. So they're looking forward. So they're helping them, and it's a win-win situation for everybody. So it's a fantastic day for everybody in there.
And they're great ambassadors for the school. They're very polite bright, nice young men, which I suppose above anything else is very important.
Yeah, we're very extremely proud of them, and no problem with them out here under the spotlight. You know, we're so proud of them, and I think a lot of times in schools you have to have a very autocratic structure. With these fellas, you can have more facilitator structure where you can empower them. You can give them, say, right, I want you to do this, you're in charge of doing that. We can trust them. And in return, they return it in spades to us. So they're real good ambassadors for the school. And in years to come, what they are going to have now on their CV, you know, is really, really, really important, what they have won here today. So, you know, they're doing great for us.
I'd love to hear from your perspective. Young entrepreneurs, you know, how important do you think it is that schools nurture this?
I think it's hugely important. I mean, commerce now is so much broader than it used to be. It's not about, you know, very limited options to set your business up. You know, we now call it this fancy term entrepreneurship, and the reality is it's about setting up your own business, and that's been happening in Ireland for many, many years. You know, we have entrepreneurs like farmers, for example, who run their own businesses, and people don't really put them in that space. There's a whole cohort of young people that have really got entrepreneurial abilities. They know how to sell, they know how to talk to people, and really they understand the concept of buying at €1 and selling at €2. It's called profit. TY, I think, is a massive development in the Irish educational system. My own daughter did TY last year, and really the broad experience that the pupils are receiving in that, and they're going out and finding their own opportunities. Maybe for the first time they're actually going out and being proactive in the sense of not being hamstrung by a curriculum. They absolutely have it. You know, the world is their oyster, and what they're coming back with, the projects and the businesses that they're coming back with and developing are inspirational. I mean, some of the businesses here today are well into turnover and profits that businesses, real businesses, conventional businesses would be proud of. So it's brilliant to see.